Hello there, and welcome to another fun-fucking-tastic episode of Cooking with Keith, the single man's guide to easy meals. Tonight we're going to do something to ring in the new year, since it is now officially 2012. We're going to do a beer cheese soup. Now, much of this stuff the single man or lady may very well already have in their house, namely the beer. So, this is what you'll need. I'll give you the exact amounts as we go. Margarine or butter, cheddar cheese, carrots, celery, onion, some parsley. You remember the parsley from one of our previous episodes if you're watching these in order. Some dry ground mustard. You can use cloves of garlic, but I am going to use garlic pepper, and this also takes care of the pepper part of the recipe. If you would rather use fresh garlic, then you'll also need some pepper. Milk, or half and half. I'm using half and half. A can of beer. This is not my choice of beer, it's just what I happen to have in the house. And some chicken broth. So, we're going to just jump straight on in and follow along at home and make some delicious beer cheese soup with me. Alright, so this time I'm sparing you the arduous process of me preparing the ingredients. I've done that off camera. I also forgot to mention that we're going to need some all-purpose flour. So there's that. That's the only thing I forgot. Now, we need about 2 cups of the sharp cheddar, which I have cubed here. You want to cube it. You're going to want about a half a cup of chicken broth, probably a little more, but at least half a cup of chicken broth. You're going to want a half a cup of chopped onions, around a half a cup of celery, and around half a cup of carrots. You're going to want about a little less than a fourth of margarine or butter. And we're going to get started on the stove with these things first. So join me over there now. You're going to want to dice up all this stuff, obviously. I'm not a very skilled knife man. It takes me fucking ever to do all this. So that's why I spared you. Not very good. So, you know, this is all about the single man's cooking. So stumble through it the best way you can. And when you get to this point, you know, join me over at the stove, alright? Alright, so I've already started melting the butter over medium heat in the official family pot. This is an old pot, it's been around for a while. My mother used to make dumplings and such in it. So we've melted our butter down. Now we're going to want to add the onions, the celery, the carrot, the parsley, and the garlic. So just go ahead. Put that on in there. I opted to use red onion, just because I like red onion. That's just me. You can use yellow onion, you can use whatever onion you prefer. You're only limited by your fucking imagination. Let's get the carrot in there. And, okay, now we need the parsley. I'm actually not going to bother to really measure out the parsley. I thought this pot was a lot hotter than it actually seems to be. So I'm going to turn up the heat a little bit. I mean, technically it's supposed to be a fourth a cup of parsley, but I'm going to just estimate that that's... I mean, a fourth a cup is a lot of parsley. Now, fresh parsley is different. This is obviously not fresh parsley. And the garlic, instead I'm using garlic pepper. That takes care of both the garlic and the pepper portion. I like pepper, so that's a good start to me. Give that a little mix. It is getting heaty. It's getting hot, heaty. It's getting heaty. It's heating up. So my butter's in there. It's melted. And now we're just sauteing up the vegetables pretty much. If I can get some heat going here. It's a thick pot. I forgot to take that into account. So anyway, we're gonna cook the vegetables for about 5 to 6 minutes. Alrighty, so our veggies have been cooking now for about 5 minutes. They're pretty tender. They're looking really good, actually. This looks like it could be some good stir fry. Ooh, think of that. Maybe I'll do some stir fry next time. So anyway, back to the current world. We want to add our flour and our mustard, our dry mustard. So we want to stir in the flour, right? Just kind of stir it in there. Just kind of coat everything in the flour. Now remember, this is all-purpose flour. And then we want to add our dry mustard. We want 3 teaspoons of the dry mustard. Where's my teaspoon? There it is. 3 teaspoons of the dry mustard. It's not coming out easy. Come on, buddy. There you go. Alright, 1. What's up here? This isn't cooperating. Alright, 2. When you consider all the... Oh, come on. Well, son of a bitch! See, things don't always go right, do they? There we go. You know what? That's fucking close enough in my book. Fuck it. Fuck it all. Alright. So now this mixture just cooks up a little bit. Alright. And you're going to want to stir it pretty constantly. You don't want it to get stuck to the pan. Just let all that kind of cook in. And then what you're going to want to do is you're going to want to add your chicken broth. Just kind of stir it in. And see, the purpose of the flour is to thicken it up. And you're going to want to add your half and half. I love it when shit splatters everywhere. So we've got the chicken broth in there, and now we add the half and half. Alright. Alright, and now you're going to want to cook it. I mean, not cook it. You're going to want to mix it up real good. I'm going to add a little bit more chicken broth to that, actually. And like this, you're going to want it to cook for about 10 minutes or so. Alright, so at this point, our little mixture has been cooking for about 10 minutes, and I've been stirring it occasionally, not the whole time. But it's looking good. It did thicken up, so that's nice. That's exactly what I wanted to happen. So hey, maybe I didn't fuck it all up after all. Fuckity fuck fuck. We'll see. So, at this point, now that it's thickened up, we can add the all-important ingredient to our beer and cheese soup, the cheese! Some of you might have thought I was going to say the beer, but no. Not just yet. So, we're going to add the cheese. We're just going to just dump it in there. It's about a cup, or a whole little block of cheese. And we're going to want that to melt down, but we don't want it to boil. We do not want that. We just want this cheese to melt down. So we're going to get it on down in there. It's nice and hot, so it should start melting. And it's about this point that we're also going to want to add our beer. I would highly suggest a dark beer for this. Unfortunately, I was unable to get my hands on a dark beer, so I used what I had in my fridge already. So, Oh yeah. So pour the beer on in there, like so. And give it a little stir. Stir it all on up. You got the cheese in there melting. You got the beer in there now. And that is all as far as ingredients are concerned. We're done with that part of it. Now we just need to wait for all this cheese to melt and thicken up, and we will have our delicious beer and cheese soup. So once all that is done, I'll get back to you. You're going to want to stir this frequently, not constantly, but frequently, until all the cheese is melted. Well, alrighty, Reeny-Roo! It's been cooking for about 8 minutes now, and it looks like, to me, it looks like all the cheese has melted pretty much. I have not let it come to a boil. We don't want that. We just want it to be a nice, warm, delicious, beery, cheesy soup. And I can tell you, it definitely smells both cheesy and beery. I'm picking up both smells in abundance at this point. Now, it looks like a good soup. It looks like a good fucking soup. It looks like a soup I would serve to the Queen of England. Hello? Hello? I love your soup. Because the Queen likes to get soused on the weekends. But yeah, it smells delicious, and it looks a lot better than I thought it was going to look when I initially thought I fucked up. But no, it's looking very, very nice. I'm proud of it. We're actually going to do something a little different than we've ever done. It's a new year, so we're going to do something a little different. I'm actually going to taste this contraption, this concoction, on camera. Just to see how it tastes and to give my reaction on it. Now, I can honestly say, everything I've cooked up to this point, I have enjoyed. I have liked the way it tasted. It's really come out delicious. Okay, so, I've dipped myself a bowl of soup. I have let it cool a bit. I've been blowing on it, like so. And now is the moment of truth. I'm going to taste this. I want to get a good spoonful. I want to get some onion in there, some carrot. Come on, carrot. A little bit of everything. Is there some celery I can get my hands on? Okay, there we go. That's a good spoonful right there. Everything. Lettuce. Lettuce? Oh, there's no lettuce in it. I didn't sneak lettuce in. Ha 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 ha. Carrots. Celery is what I meant to say. Onion, parsley. The whole 9 yards is in this spoonful right here. It's very cheesy. It's got the very distinct odor of a beer. It smells very good. I hope it tastes as good as it smells. Here we go. I've never made this before. I've never tasted it before. I did not sneak a taste while the camera was off. This is my first real taste of this soup. So let's see how it goes. If I burn myself, that'll be unfortunate. So here we go. That's not bad at all. Ooh, as a matter of fact, that's good. The red onion was a good choice. That's a good soup. That is definitely a good soup. It would be better with a more high quality beer than a Bud, but a Guinness would definitely taste good in the soup. But it's not bad. If you're a single man or woman and all you have in your house is a Bud, you can make this soup. This is good. It's a bit hot, but this is good. It's very, very cheesy. Success! So try it out. beer cheese soup. Delicious. And if you don't like onions, or you don't like celery, or you don't like carrots or whatever, you can easily substitute any of that stuff with just some potato or whatever you like. Mm, that's good. Now, I love celery. I love carrots, and I love um, onion. It's great. Give it a try. See you next time on Cooking with Keith.